Once you master your communication skills, once you become extremely confident in the way you talk, once you're able to convey your message in a way that does not only inform but inspires, impacts, and influences, you can negotiate your reality. You can get that dream job. You can get that promotion or the salary hike or career growth you're looking for.
The art of communication is a language of leadership. This powerful quote by James Humes sets the tone for today's episode. Welcome to Chhoti Kalam Bade Sapne, a place where we meet people who dream big, speak from their heart, and inspire others to grow. I'm your host Chhavi Mehta, and today I'm thrilled to introduce someone who doesn't just teach communication, he lives it. He helped leaders find clarity in boardrooms, guided freshers to speak with impact, and shaped conversations that move organizations forward. So please welcome the voice behind many transformed voices, our special guest, English with Sachin. Sachin, welcome to Chhoti Kalam Bade Sapne.
Hello, Chavi. Thank you so much for having me. Hey, everyone. And I'm looking forward to this incredible podcast, share some really good stuffs about communication and life. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you for having me.
All right, let's get started. Okay, Sachin, every expert was once a beginner.
Yeah.
So let's start at the start. We all want to know about your journey, how it all started. From Bihar to Delhi, and you just all over the place. A communication coach, a leadership coach, right?
Yeah.
So tell us about your journey.
Wow, it's crazy to believe that it's been almost 8 years now. So my journey started with the feeling of coming out of crippling insecurities and underconfidence. So 8 years ago, I came to Delhi from Bihar, and my only purpose was to work in a call center, make make some money, help my mom. That's all I wanted. And even for those jobs, when I went for the job interviews, I couldn't even crack a single job interviews, the first 9 job interviews.
Are you like scaring us by saying this?
I'm not, because it's really hard. Because when I think back to 8 years ago, I can't believe what happened. So every time I would go to these job interviews, I wouldn't speak properly. I was not even able to introduce myself in job interviews. And every time I would hear these bad stuffs about being a Bihari and not being confident, and that really felt terrible. And after those multiple rejections, I was like, am I gonna stay here being rejected all the time, or gonna go back or fight back and do something about myself? And I've shared this in my TED talk as well, is my mom is a single parent, and if I had gone back to Bihar, if I had given up, I would have let her down, which I didn't want to.
Well, I would like to add something here. I think adversity teaches us a lot.
Of course, it does. It does.
And probably in your case, especially, I think adversity is the reason you are here. You are like Sachin today.
Yeah, absolutely. So I was like, you know what? If I go back to Bihar, I will let my mom down, which I didn't want to, because she sacrificed a lot for me. Because when I lost my dad, I was only 3.5 years old, and it was very hard for her to manage everything. And this thought of doing something special for her kept coming in my mind. I'm like, I'm not going to give up. I have to keep working. So those insecurities, those failures, rejections really pushed me to work hard. And then I started learning English on myself. I would watch YouTube videos, I would watch podcasts.
Wow. Imagine you used to watch podcasts and learn, and today you're training people.
Yeah.
I mean, you are a guest today for a podcast.
It's
That's
crazy. I
amazing.
watched my first podcast by Jay Shetty, and when I watched him, I fell in love with the way he spoke. And I was like, you know what? One day, I also want to go on such podcasts, such lights, such cameras, and everything, and I want to be a guest. Right? That is, it's 8 years ago story. So
Imagine power of manifestation, power of visualization is
Yeah.
so strong. Whatever you
Absolutely.
think, and if you believe in it,
Yeah.
it happens. And today you are here with us for this
Yeah.
beautiful podcast.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. And I'm blessed. I'm grateful that God has been very kind. I've had some wonderful mentors in my life. I always say that what I've achieved so far, yes, I have worked hard, but it wouldn't have been possible with the blessings of my mom, God, and my mentors. I owe them my life. And if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have been here. So it's been 8 years. It's hard when I go and start teaching people, like coach people. They look at me, you know what? You're very young. I'm like, yeah, I'm 26. I started when I was 18 years old. So it's been 8 years now. It's crazy to believe when I look back my 8 years of journey.
Now we know your age.
Yeah. Oh, I shouldn't have. Anyways, but yeah, it's been a wonderful journey, and I'm just grateful. And I think even it's been 8 years, I have just started. That's the
I
feeling
like
that I have.
this. I really like this. And what I also like about you is you're really grounded. You're humble, So that's something really, I really want to appreciate. So
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I think
Yeah.
it's basically the root, the seeds of confidence. That's number one. And all successful people I've met, over these years on podcasts and otherwise, I've seen them really grounded and humble. And you've got that quality.
Thank you
Great
so
going.
much. Thank you very much.
All right, Sachin, my next question to you. So, communication works for those who work on it, right?
Yeah.
And in a world obsessed with AI, automation, so I think soft skills sometimes take a backseat.
Yeah.
What keeps you rooted in the mission of helping people become better communicators?
Absolutely. What motivates me, Chhavi, is as I shared my own crippling securities, my own underconfidence. When I was going through those problems and challenges of my confidence, I told myself that when I learn and when I master, I won't keep it to myself. That's exactly what I'm doing nowadays. I'm teaching, coaches, business owners, CEOs, executives, and I help them find their voices. And as you talked about AI, it's crazy how AI has taken over. And people who have technical skills, let's say there is a guy, who's technically 10 out of 10, like amazing, wonderful, but her or his ability to communicate is 3 out of 10. People will never perceive them 10 out of 10, as you know, right? So it doesn't matter how much AI can take over anything. Communication is the skill that always will be in demand, no matter what. And when I go and train these people and talk to them in person, in online as well, they say, Sachin, I have been in this field from the last almost 15 years. I have the wonderful story. So I got a call from a guy a couple of days ago, and he was like, Sachin, I have been an IT professional from the last 10 years. And I left the job because of some issues. And now I have been looking for a job. Just because I have 10 years of experience, I thought I would get the job easily. But every time I go for job interviews, I get rejected because of my lack of communication skills and confidence.
I think this is like an eye opener.
It
eye
is.
opener for everybody who's watching that yes, what matters the most is your communication skills.
Absolutely. You are only as good as you can communicate, right? So about this guy having 10 years of incredible experience as an IT professional, he cannot crack any job into because he didn't work on his communication skills. So anybody who's watching right now, if you think you're amazing at technical skills and you don't have to work on your communication skills, you're wrong. You may not get the job that you're looking for. Right. So again, AI can take over anything. Like a lot of jobs have gone already. But I believe that your ability to communicate, your ability to connect and inspire and influence will never go away. This is what I believe. Because I believe that no matter how much AI can take over, human connection can never, ever be replaced.
I think, and yes, a lot of people have realized this.
Yeah.
There's a lot of demand of communication coaches like you
Yeah.
train the business professionals. I train younger kids.
Yeah.
There's a lot of demand because people have realized that this is one skill that everybody should have.
Absolutely.
Everybody should possess.
Absolutely.
And I think you're just doing a great job.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Sachin, it's not the way you say it. It is how you say it, right?
I love this.
We hear this all the time. But in a corporate setup, I don't know how it works. You have tight deadlines. You have different personalities. You have led hierarchies. So what's that golden rule that comes to your head when you have to train all these people?
This is my favorite segment.
Okay.
You know why? Because as you said beautifully, that it's not what you say, it's how you say it. There's a guy whom you can give the best content, the best stories, the best possible presentation. But if she or he presents in a way that is monotonous, boring, nobody will listen. Next story, there's a person who does not have great content, but he's very confident. He's very charismatic and he knows how to get the attention. So it's all about how you say it. Now, when I hear people speak, especially in India, they speak quite good English. They understand English, they speak English well. But when it comes to speaking with passion, energy, emotion, tonality, they lack at it. That's exactly where I want to help people, right? Let's come to the point of how you say something. Here's the three golden rules which I want everybody to listen to us right now. Number one is when you say something, feel what you're saying. Number two, bring in the same tone of what you're saying. And number three, bring the same expressions of what you're saying. Just to give you an example, let's say I'm on the stage, okay, and I'm going to talk about myself, and let's say I'm going to say, you know what, I'm going to teach 5 steps to improve communication skills. Number one, hey everyone, welcome to the session. I'm going to teach you 5 ways to help you improve your communication skills and confidence. If I speak like that, nobody's going to listen to me and learn from me, let alone, right? But what if I bring 3 things? I bring the feeling of confidence, I bring the tone of confidence, and I bring the expressions of confidence. Example, hey everyone, welcome to the session. In today's session, I'm going to teach you 5 ways to help you improve your confidence and communication skills.
I think this one is impressive.
Absolutely, right? Because I was feeling what I was saying. People ask me, Sachin, what is tonality, bro? Because they keep hearing tonality, tonality. I'm like, what the hell is that? Tonality is nothing but feeling your words and feeling the emotions that underneath your words, right? For example, if I'm on the stage and I'm sharing something happy stuff, I've got to feel happy. I've got to have the happy wala tone. I've got to show the happy expression. Imagine I come on the stage and I share that let's say I've cracked $100 billion deal. Good morning, everyone, and I'm very happy. Look at me, how happy I am. I'm not happy at all. So you have to feel what you're saying. You have to bring in the tone of what you're saying. And most importantly, you have to show the expression as well. And that's where how you say matters a lot.
All right, we've got 3 golden nuggets. Number 1 is the feeling.
Yes.
Number 2 is the tonality.
Yes.
And number 3 is the expression.
Expressions.
And now, trust me, I think we're not going to forget it.
No.
Thank you for sharing this.
Absolutely, sure.
All right, let's talk about transformation. Okay, so you've trained everyone, maybe from interns to CEOs. What's the biggest communication mistake you see professionals make, regardless of their role, be it any level? But I'm sure there are some loopholes. What are those loopholes?
Sure. There are many mistakes when it comes to speaking, they make. Number one is they try to impress others.
Okay, what's wrong in that?
So let me tell you, there's nothing wrong with impressing people, but they try to impress people by using complicated words.
Okay.
Right? Because I'm telling you, one of the mistakes which I made when I was on my journey of improving my communication skills is I thought if I use advanced words, complicated words, people will perceive me as an intelligent speaker. That's so wrong, right? We've been talking for quite a while now. We haven't used any fancy words or fancy vocabulary. Still, we sound confident, we sound better and charismatic. Right? So people try to use overly complicated words to impress in the job interview or in a presentation or when they pitch their ideas. No, I believe the sole purpose of communication is conveying your message in the easiest words possible.
I got it. Let me underline this.
Yeah.
Express yourself in the easiest words possible, because
Yes.
the whole idea is to share that message.
Yeah.
It has to go straight, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And second mistake that people make is they do not work on their voice.
All right. When you say work on your voice, what does that mean?
Sure. I believe, and this is what I've learned from one of my coaches, Win Zhang. Huge shout out to this guy, wonderful communication coach. I've heard him saying millions of times that your voice is your personality. I repeat, your voice is your personality, because the moment you open your mouth, people make a perception of you. There are 2 kinds of images. One is your visual image, how you dress yourself, how you look, how confident you look, how you hold yourself, how you walk, everything. That's your visual image, right? When people see you, they make an assumption of you. Ki you're confident, you are slouchy, you're underconfident on the basis of your appearance, on the basis of how you look, how you stand, how you walk. That's your visual image. Second, your vocal image. You might look very confident. You might look incredibly charismatic in the dress, But the moment you open your mouth, that says a lot about you. And that assumption turns into belief the moment you open your mouth. So, the way you navigate through your voice is one of the most important skills that people can learn, especially working professionals, CEOs, and coaches, because people do not focus on their voice. And as I said, your voice is your personality, because the moment you open your mouth, people will make an assumption and they will think whether you're confident or not.
Very
I'm telling
well
you,
said. Very
I'm
well
telling you,
said.
Chhavi, one thing. Sorry, I'm interrupting you. I'm telling you one thing. I have seen a lot of people. When you look at them, dressing immaculately fantastic, looking very confident. But the moment they open their mouth, they don't have that confidence in their voice.
I think that a lot of people, I realize, they have a casual approach of talking.
Yes, right, absolutely. And people fall in the trap. People think, you know what, yeah, I'm good. I don't have to improve my communication skills. Vocal foundations, who gives a damn about it, right? I'm okay. But no, you're not okay. Because the moment you open your mouth, that impacts and influences the listener as well. It's extremely important. You see how I said it's extremely important. There was a
I
melody.
got it.
There was a
You've
melody.
underlined it.
Yeah, there's a melody, and there was this something magical the way I said this word. That's exactly what I want to change in people when they speak.
Great. Thank
Yeah.
you so much for answering this. Sachin, it's rightly said that feedback is the breakfast of champions. Do you agree with me?
Come on. I mean, I couldn't agree with you more, really.
All right. So,
Yeah.
how do you teach corporate professionals to handle feedback, both giving and receiving, without ego or defensiveness? Because I think today, in this filtered word of perfection, so called perfection, everybody wants to be perfect.
Right.
And we've trying to just shut the doors for feedback. I think it's pretty negative because we should always welcome feedback. How do you see this?
People ask me all the time, Chavi, Sachin, how did you become so confident? Your speaking skills are amazing. It's magical. It's fantastic. How did that happen? I just tell them one word: feedback. It's one of the most underrated things that people just do not pay attention on. When I came to Delhi 8 years ago, Chavi, and I would go to these NGOs to learn and teach English, every time I saw that there was somebody to observe me in this class or there was somebody whom I admired, I would take the initiative and reach out to them and say, you know what, please give me the feedback.
Really?
Really, I'm telling you,
Oh my
they would
God.
sit in my class and I would request them, please come and sit in my class and give me the feedback. And I was appreciated and admired for the same. Because I believe that having the courage to asking for the feedback, and
It's
most
not
importantly,
easy.
it's
It
not
is
easy.
not
It's not.
easy.
People just do not take it, right? Having the courage to ask for the feedback and most importantly, work on the feedback is extremely, extremely important. Now, when it comes to feedback, people have misconception. People think, you know what? If somebody gives us the feedback, it's an attack on us.
Okay.
They're trying to talk shit about us. That's not true. It's not an attack on you. It's just growth parameter. People want you to improve, right? And if you really want to give the best feedback, here's my framework, which I call the SBI, not State Bank of India. It's SBI stands for situation, behavior, and impact, right? When you're giving somebody the feedback, use the SBI, situation. Say, you know what, in the last meeting, situation, in the last
Absolutely.
meeting, I saw that you were interrupting a lot, behavior, and that resulted in our less profitability or that resulted client being submissive. That's the impact. So here's what you can do, right? Because giving the feedback is one of the most important skills. When you give somebody the feedback, don't attack the person. Never, never, ever attack the person. Talk about what they have to improve upon, right? And when we receive the feedback, we become defensive. Like
We
it
do
happens.
sometimes.
And initially, when I was on my journey, initially I used to become defensive. I'm like, क्या बोल रहा है ये? इतना मेहनत मैं कर रहा हूँ. Like, how come somebody tell that? I'm telling you, Chavi, small story. In 2017, when I started teaching for the first time in an NGO, I was working really, really hard, right? I was learning all those grammar rules, pronunciation, vocabulary, and I would go and teach these kids. I had 4 students in my first ever English class.
Okay.
And after every single month, they had this, norm of giving the feedback to the teacher. So one guy came to the NGO and asked my students, "Batao Sachin bhaiya kaise padhate hain? How is he?" And one of my students said, "Sachin bhaiya is the most boring English teacher in the
Oh my
world."
God.
And I was like, "What?" Like, how could a student can tell about the teacher that I'm boring, I don't teach good, right? And I felt very defensive. I felt offended. And I thought, you know what? I'm done with the NGO. I'm going to go back to my job. I will never come back to the NGO because I'm putting my heart and soul teaching these kids and they tell me I'm boring. I had this option. Then, you know what? I took a pause for a moment. I was like, wait a minute, Sachin. Maybe they are right. Maybe I'm not engaging. Maybe I'm not interesting. How about I take this feedback positively and I work on it? Next session, I go and say, guys, please tell me what are the things that you think I should do that will make you more interested in my session.
So I think this feedback thing really worked wonders for you.
Absolutely. And I started working on that. And when the next feedback came, it was different. And the
Wow.
same student who said Sachin Bhaiya is the most boring English teacher, she said, "Thank you, Bhaiya, for improving and taking the feedback positively." So if I had not taken that feedback positively, if I had become offended and if I had left the NGO, I'm telling you, I wouldn't have been here. So feedback is extremely important. Do not take it on your heart. Just ask yourself, is it valuable? Is it worth it? If the answer is yes, if it's helpful, if the answer is yes, grab it, take it, work on it. And if you think maybe it's not as worth it, respectfully let it go. But feedback is important. When you receive the feedback, work on it. Because all my mentors and teachers whom I've learned from, they have given me the feedback. And what I've done, Chhavi, is I've actually worked upon it.
And that is why you are here where you
Absolutely,
are.
right. So here's one thing that you can do to gain respect from your mentors. This is what I do. Every single time I ask for the feedback, I work on it. First of all, I ask for the feedback. Number two,
Okay.
I work on it diligently. And number three, once I work on it and once I see some improvement, I tell my mentor and thank them.
Wow.
And that's where it makes them feel great that, you know what, I have worked on the feedback that they have given to me and I've literally improved a lot. So that's where you build the supreme trust and confidence with that particular mentor. And this is what I've done. And I'm still doing it.
We really like your story. Wonderful. All right. Sachin, so mission is influence with integrity.
Yes.
Okay. And what's your larger mission with your work? I mean, like beyond sessions and seminars, what change are you hoping to create in workplaces? You must have explored the workplaces very well, right? Very
Sure.
closely. So what changes are you hoping to bring there?
I'm hoping for a change that Sachin from Bihar, Jharkhand, MP, Maharashtra, Gujarat, Tamil Nadu, from a village who does not feel confident, who has been bullied, who has been underconfident, who has been made fun of for their look, for their way they talk, for who they are. I want to reach out those Sachins and Chavis and tell them, hey, it's all right. It's going to be okay. You just have to believe in yourself. And I'm here to help you out. Because when I was going through those tough challenges in my life, I had mentors telling me that I've got your back. It's okay, let them make fun of you. If you are not confident right now, that does not mean you won't ever be confident. So I want to reach out to those Chavis and Sachins and I'm going to tell them, I've got your back. And if I've done it, if I have come from that place where I was insecure, I was underconfident, I hated being around with people. And I didn't like talking to people because I couldn't and I wouldn't. And I want to help those people, kids coming from those small villages, and tell them, I'm here to help you out. I'm here to help you fulfill your potential.
I really like your journey. It's really emotional and heartwarming, the way you've come from a small town and you're so proud of it, right?
I am.
You've actually, there's another perspective of this. You've owned your story.
Yeah.
You don't feel bad about
I
that,
don't.
I've gone through so many things, but you've owned your story, and that is really powerful.
Not only I own my story, I own where I come from. I come from Bihar, and I
And
couldn't be prouder.
all
I
right.
couldn't be prouder because Bihar has given me everything. People talk shit about it, and it's okay. But I am from a place where it has given the first ever university in the entire world.
It
And
has,
I am
absolutely.
grateful that I am also a teacher from Bihar who does not only inform but also educates, influences, and impacts. And I'm so proud of it. I will always be forever to Bihar and Bihar's culture. Always.
So proud of you, Sachin. All right, coming to the human side of communication. There's a human side of
Yes.
communication that's all about empathy, that's all about sympathy. So in all your trainings, how do you keep empathy alive, especially in high stress environments where conversations can easily turn out transactional? I'm sure, these deals going on, these
Yes.
conversations, these heated arguments. How do you work on?
I believe empathy is probably the most important thing when I
And
start
I think
coaching.
it is really underrated. People have
It
forgotten
is.
about empathy.
It is, Chavi. It's so important because when I start working with a coach or a CEO or any working professional, I sit with them and I start with listening, right? I'm telling you, there are not many listeners in the world today,
I can vouch on this.
right?
People are not ready to listen,
Yeah.
and they just want everybody to listen to them.
Yes.
Don't judge them
Yes.
and believe whatever they're saying is all correct.
Absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
don't know why.
Listening
Why this
is
perception? Why they are like so strong-headed or high-headed?
because they think their story matters more than others.
Okay.
Okay. This is the golden rule which I want to teach everybody right here is if you truly want to be empathetic, if you truly want to build genuine, true connection, shut your mouth.
Oh my God,
Really?
that's tough.
Yeah, that's tough. I'm telling you, people have this, urges. They're itching to talk about themselves. Where when I start talking to somebody, I let them share their story. There's a wonderful quote which I heard recently that changed the way I think about communication. And it goes like this: ask a person about their day, about their story, and they will listen to you for the rest of the day.
Wow.
So give them opportunity to talk about themselves. And when you're listening, don't judge. Listen. Listen means listen not to think of the responses. अरे मेरे को बोलना है बंद कर भाई मुझे बोलना है. Let me share my. The people are itching about it, right?
I am really excited and I'm going to follow this golden rule, Sachin.
Absolutely. Empathy is something that you actually put yourself into their shoes and understand what they are going through, right? When people come to me from various backgrounds, various professions, the first thing first I do is I ask them questions. I've read this wonderful book by Coaching Habit. I've read this wonderful book named Coaching Habit, and this wonderful analogy which says when we are on a call with somebody and when somebody comes to us for the advice, we give advice. Do this, do that, do this, do that. And the author says, no, 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 no. Ask questions. Ask questions and just listen. And if they shared something that is vulnerable, keep it to yourself and say, tell me more. I'm telling you, this phrase, Chavi, tell me more, it's magical. People just not use.
I am
People
sure.
ask one question, bas ho gaya, bhai, let me give the advice. Ask more, tell me more. Right? It's extremely important. And this is what I teach all my students, all my working professionals, CEOs and coaches. This is what I call the empathy phrases.
Okay.
Just nod and say, hey, I hear you. I get it. I've been there. Don't offer advice. People sometimes just they don't need advice. Just they need somebody to listen to. As I told you,
And it is so true. It
yeah,
happens with us also.
the world needs listener now more than ever before. And me, I was a horrible listener. Now I'm not the best listener yet. I'm trying to learn to be better listener. Because if you can be a better listener, if you can be empathetic, that's where you can create the culture where people feel safe sharing their story. And that's exactly what I want to create. in India, in the world, where people feel safe, people feel, even if they're vulnerable, they can share their heart out. Because if you become a better listener and not judging and not throwing the advice all the time, people would love to listen to you. And I want to be that person. I want to be a listener, not a speaker.
Well, I love this golden rule.
Yeah.
Let's listen.
Yes.
Let's listen to others. Let's listen to their side of the stories.
Yes.
Let's pause. Let's listen. I like it. Wonderful.
Sure.
All right. Your personal toolkit, right? Let's say you're about to walk into a high stakes corporate room to speak.
Yeah.
All right. The board of directors,
Yes.
all high people, CXOs, CEOs, everybody sitting into the room. What are the 3 things do you do to prep yourself before that moment? Before you enter that boardroom, 3 things that you'll do to prepare yourself.
Sure. The first thing first is the positive self-talk, right? What happens that I used to think probably 6 months ago that, you know what, I'm too young, but the people I'm going to coach, they are like 45, 50, even 60, 35, 40 years old. And what did they judge me? But now my mindset is, if I'm here to coach them, I'm in the support. I'm in charge to coaching them, right? So I don't let their superiority overshadow my confidence. Very, very important.
All
Chhavi.
right, that's
extremely
important.
right? So I tell myself, you know what? It's all right. I have put together 8 years of my life building this skill set, and I'm going to train the people who do not feel confident. So having the positive self-talk is extremely, extremely important. Keep telling yourself, you know what, I'm good enough. So every single night before I go to bed, I tell myself, I'm enough, I'm confident, and hear me out. I'm the best communication coach on the planet.
I think this one everybody has heard.
Yeah. I keep telling myself, right? So, when I go to high stakes situations, corporate trainings, and sit with CEOs of multi-million dollar companies, I do not feel underconfidence. I sit like a king. I feel like I'm there to help and support that person. So, number 1, positive self-talk. Number 2, extremely important, save your energy. For example, before this podcast, Chhavi, I made sure that half an hour before the podcast, I was not talking to anybody. I was not eating anything. I was not thinking any negative thoughts or picking up any calls because I wanted to save my energy for you and for the podcast.
Thank you so very much for that.
Absolutely. And it's also kind of a high stakes situation where you're asking me questions. I'm answering the, questions. So I told myself I'm going to save my energy. So when you have the next presentation coming up, when you have job interviews coming up, half an hour before the presentation, half an hour before the job interview or the high stakes situation, give yourself some time. No phones, no chats, no calls. Spend some time with yourself. Meditate, think positive, and most importantly, visualize the success.
I think this one is my favorite.
Yes. When I was coming here, I was in the cab. I was sitting in the back seat and I was visualizing rocking right here. I was visualizing speaking with a lot of confidence. I was visualizing that this podcast is being watched by millions and billions of people and they are being inspired. And that gave me a lot of confidence. That's number 2. Number 3, very important. As I mentioned, that your voice is your personality. Before going for a job interview, before going for a presentation or high stakes situation, practice the vocal exercises. I practiced this morning, I practiced for half an hour. You can practice tongue twisters. You can practice reading out loud. And there are other activities that you can do to make your voice stronger. Because as I told you, you have invited me over and it's my job, it's my responsibility to sound like a leader, sound more confident, exude confidence. If I don't speak like that, then what good I'm of? Tell me, I don't deserve to be here, right? So if you do these 3 things, you can literally rock the stage, speak with a lot of confidence in job interview, and of course, podcast and anywhere that you go.
Wow. I just love what you said, what you shared. But I already told you that my favorite is the visualization part,
Yes.
which probably we do it every day.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. One message, one dream. What's that one message you wish every young professional, manager, or maybe a leader to truly understand about communication? What is that one golden rule you would love to share with everybody?
I want to tell them that once you master your communication skills, once you become extremely confident in the way you talk, once you're able to convey your message in a way that does not only inform but inspires, impacts, and influences, you can negotiate your reality. You can get that dream job. You can get that promotion or the salary hike or career growth you're looking for. People, let me tell you, people understand the importance of communication skills. They know how important is it, yet they ignore it. They wait till the end moment. Okay, you know what, my job interview is 6 months from now, so let me prepare when I have 15 days. Do not do that. You know what, my promotions might happen after a year, right? So why bother learning communication, dude? Let's learn maybe when I have 1 month left. Don't do that. Start right now. Start right now. Invest upon your communication skills, because investing upon your communication skills and confidence and your personality is going to give you more returns than any SIP or any real estate business. This is the most important skill. As I said as well, you are only as good as you can communicate, and I have been able to do so, because as I told you, being rejected from multiple job interviews, to teaching thousands of people, to going to America, becoming the Joe's Talk speaker, becoming the TEDx speaker now, and I've been to many podcasts so far. Why? Because my ability to communicate, my ability to connect. If I have been able to do so, anybody on this planet can do that with the help of communication skills and confidence. It is negotiable for sure.
I'm sure. And I've got the rule. Let's start today. Let's
Yes.
work on our communication skills.
Today.
Let's work on our vocal cords.
Today.
Let's practice.
Today.
Today.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
All right. Wonderful. It was so nice listening to your experience through, whatever wisdom you shared with us. But we are moving towards the end of our podcast, and we cannot just end it like that. We have a rapid fire round.
Oh, God.
That means you have to ink in just 5 seconds. For
All
every
right.
question, you get only 5 seconds. 5 seconds.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Sure.
All right.
Let's go.
Let's rock. All right, Sachin, my first question. A book that changed your life.
You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay.
Wow, I think everybody must be having on their bookshelves, right?
Yes, yes.
Let's go ahead and read. One word that describes your childhood.
Incomplete.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Your favorite writing spot.
I love writing in nature. Sitting there, writing, being with my thoughts and doing writing. I love that.
Amazing. Pen or keyboard? I don't know, this generation, do they really like using a pen or no?
You won't believe I still love pens,
Oh, wow.
right? But as the AI and everything has taken over, the technology has taken over, I prefer keyboard now because it's more convenient. So I would go with keyboard for now. Yeah.
Okay, I'm an old school. I love using a pen for that.
Great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your dream superpower.
If I have the superpower of making a tablet and giving everybody, they can have it and become instantly confident and charismatic, and they can rule the world.
Wow. I think this one is really powerful.
Yeah.
A quote you live by.
There are many, but what I live by is, if you want to have something you've never had, you must be willing to do something you've never done.
Oh, that's powerful.
Yes.
Okay. Your go-to comfort food.
You know, I'm a Bihari. So for a Bihari, it's like dal bhat chokha, dal bhat bhujia. It's the best thing that we have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yes.
What makes you laugh no matter what?
Kapil Sharma show. But I want to say one thing here. What makes me laugh, Chhavi, to be very honest, is when I hear people saying that they can live their life to the fullest and they can get the dream job and promotion without the help of communication skills. That's the biggest joke of all time.
Okay. All right. One author you'd love to have tea with.
Chhavi Mehta.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much for that. All right.
Absolutely.
If you could rewrite the ending of any story, which one would it be?
Oh God, I don't want to. Okay, if I could do that, I would go back 22 years ago and I wish I could save my dad.
All right,
Yeah.
that's a little emotional, but I think the podcast was really amazing. You had shared a lot of insights, your wisdom with everybody watching us, listening to us. Thank you so very much, Sachin, for coming up here, accepting my request. It was amazing listening to you.
Thank you so much for having me, Chhavi. It really means a lot. And I would love to keep talking about your work as well. The way work you are doing, it's amazing. Thank you for being an inspiration for the kids, helping them improve their confidence and speaking skills. And you're helping with their, your young authors Launchpad as well, right? So that's amazing. So thank you for doing what you are doing. And thank you for having me here. It's a pleasure. It's an honor being here. And thank you for giving me a platform to share my story as well. I really, genuinely appreciate that, really. Thank you very much.
With this, we come to an end of today's session, Chhoti Kalam Bade Sapne. Keep watching.